Hello and welcome to the video. In today's video, we're going to demonstrate the use and application of Adobe's AEM Adaptive Form and the features that we found to be most useful. We will demonstrate the following features of an AEM Adaptive Form: pre-fill of data, navigation options, translations, summary, and submissions and workflows. If you want to skip to certain topics, links will be in the description. Firstly, I'd like to talk about what navigation options Adobe provide out of the box, and then demonstrate them with an example adaptive form. Firstly, what do I mean by the term navigation options? Well, I refer to the user journey. The user will take through the form, what they will see, and click through as they go. The first option is what we refer to as tabs on the left, and as you can see, when shown in the browser, AEM has generated a tab menu on the left-hand side of the view, representing a tab for each page defined in the form. This can be clicked on to navigate to different pages within the form, so that each page can be freely navigated to. Pages can also be navigated to using the next and previous buttons, which can be added to any page to perform this action as well. The next option we refer to as accordion, where each page or panel on the form has been collapsed to limit the number of detailed questions being visible on the page at one time. This can give a less cluttered view when compared to having all of your questions on a single page. The last option we're going to talk about we refer to as the wizard style. There is now a tabular menu appearing across the top of the form. This option has its benefits because it will show you the sections that you've already completed by updating the icon next to each section label. It also includes these next and previous buttons built into the navigation option itself rather than having to add them to each page. Next, I'd like to talk about pre-population of data, or pre-fill for short. This is where adaptive forms can be preloaded or pass data from external systems, or within AEM itself, to populate fields within the form, to save the user having to rekey or reprovide the data which can already be known. In our example, our pre-fill data comes from an XML source, and as you can see in this example, we have a Sally field in the data. If we set the URL of our adaptive form to use this preload file, the form will automatically load the data and populate the associated fields. There are several ways this can be achieved technically, but we've just demonstrated a simple example here, but we hope you get the idea. Now let's move on to the adaptive form's translation capabilities. Our form has been set up with two buttons at the start to enable the language to be switched between English and Spanish. Clicking these buttons will reload the form in the selected language. This is all completely using Adobe's built-in translation capabilities, and as you can see, the form content has been translated. The captions, the static text, the page names, and the controls, even the error messages. Next, I'd like to talk a little bit about how to end an adaptive form. We found a lot of our customers want a way to reassure their users that the data they've entered into the form has been entered correctly, and so that they can make quick changes if necessary. To that end, we've created what we refer to as the summary component. The summary component is an AEM Forms component which can be drag and dropped into any adaptive form. And because it's dynamically generated, i.e. it's based on the form's previous contents and fields, it shows the page sections, field labels, and the user's data, as well as the ability to go back and make further changes to the form at the point of data capture. We'll now show an example of this by clicking on Edit, changing the data, and returning to the summary view of the updated data. Okay, so you're happy with the data in the form. Now what? Well, when you submit the form, designers can define what you want to happen. We set up a simple example where the user submits the form to an AEM workflow, which then generates a PDF using the submitted data from the form. So in our example, we've set up a form which has been completed with some data, and then when we submit the form, the user will be redirected to any URL, in our case just a simple thank you page. We've set up our workflow to use the built-in inbox feature of AEM, but it could be changed to submit to any of your systems or platforms. And as you can see, when we view the PDF, it contains the data submitted by the user. So today, we saw how to load a form with data, enable different navigation styles, view the form in different languages, how to summarize the form, and handle the submitted data. If you want to know more about what we do, or if you have any questions about us or the video, details are in the description. Or if you want to check out more of our videos on Adobe AEM, check out these links. Thank you for watching. Till next time.